Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mana Cave. My name is Ed.
My name's Travis.
Travis,
Yo.
what are we doing today?
Something to do with Planeswalker decks.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's a big finale of some sort.
It is the Battle of Champions. It is the third? It is the third Battle of Champions we've ever had. I believe that's right? Is that right? Or the second Battle of Champions? It's the third Battle of Champions.
It's gotta be third, because Nicol Bolas is still on top.
Yeah.
On his throne. Nicky B.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think this is because this is the third season. This is from the Mu Yanling is from the third season.
Yeah.
So this would be technically the second Battle of Champions. So there would have been the finals of the first season, in which Nicol Bolas won. There would have been the finals, or the first Battle of Champions, in which Nicol Bolas won. And, by the way, piloted by me both times. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
And this time, it is going to be the winner of the third season of the Planeswalker Deck Showdown, Mu Yanling, versus the reigning champion, the holder of the belt.
Yeah, my first time seeing this deck, playing this deck, Nicol Bolas. Was it
Not your first time seeing it, it's your first time playing it.
I've seen a lot of it,
it.
but I haven't, had a chance to grasp it in my Grixis-like grip. Have they always been gold? Did you just put gold on them after a while?
No, they've always been gold. I'm pretty sure they've always been gold. We can go back to the footage of the very first
gold
time that we played with them, but I'm pretty sure Nicol Bolas was always in gold. It's fitting for him, I think.
I think so for this deck anyway, and I have nothing but respect for this deck. I still don't my chances, because 3 colors versus a monocolor.
See, that's the one thing I think I have an edge with here. Now, I did get the opportunity to pick which deck I'd be playing because I had won with both of these decks before. And I'm sticking with Mu here because it's the first time they've produced a decent, maybe the last time as well too, given the fact that they're not really producing much in the way of Planeswalker decks anymore until each core set. Yeah. But it's the first time they produced a really good blue Planeswalker deck. And I wanted to try to take this all the way to the end. I think...
You kind of did so far, champion of season 3, and there was a lot of solid decks in there.
Yeah. I still think Nicol Bolas has the edge here because having played that deck several times, it's a little slow to start sometimes, but it's very, very strong finish.
Chock full of answers too.
Yeah. So for those of you, because there's been comments, it's interesting. There's been comments in the comment section saying, why does Travis always get to play the stronger decks? And there's been comments about why does Ed always get to play the stronger decks? A lot of the time, we just pick whatever deck we like the most.
In general, I wouldn't say strength. General likes. I usually like red. You usually like blue.
Exactly. So it's just we usually just give each other the deck. Now we have talked about sort of switching that up occasionally, but it always just comes down to we think the other deck is more fun.
I think the only time there was any, I won't even say controversy, but any close call was the Simic deck.
Yes,
that's like the one color combination I think where we cross over in the slightest amount.
The guild kit Simic one, and I played that. And I did horribly with it.
I think so. Yeah.
So maybe you would have done better with it. But that was the one where we were sort of on the.
Yeah. It was like, so you playing that Simic one or what's up with that Simic one?
Typically anything with blue, I take, and typically anything with green you take. So Simic has that weird sort of. Is it though? But is one of the ones as well too, where I think we sometimes are both on the fence as to whether we want who's going to get that deck.
I can get behind. Is it?
Yeah. You can get behind it.
You can get behind it.
There you go. Travis, we have not rolled to see who goes first.
We have not. We haven't showed our hands either, but we'll get to that.
Oh yes. The hands will be showed already because to the magic of editing that will already been shown. So we're going to roll right now to see who's going to go first in this.
So that's black,
this is the best 2 out of 3.
Blue. You don't have a
just
blue
so you guys
dice?
know. I have them in my hand.
I have black and red.
So 7?
6.
There we go.
I never win the roll-offs. I don't know if you've noticed that. But...
I know, but you win a lot of the matches, so it's sort of even out. Okay, so I'm going to kick things off here, and I'm going to play an island.
Jump right into it.
Pass the turn to you.
Okay, I will draw. Not what I wanted to draw. I'm going to play a Crypt of the Eternals. It enters the battlefield. I gain 1 life. Oh. I guess it's like a filter kind of land.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I assumed to enter tap that you can tap for all colors. I'm like, I don't get it. It enters and I get life, and then I just get tapped for the color I want. That's like the most broken land ever, and it's uncommon in a Planeswalker deck. No, so when it enters the battlefield, I gain life. I can tap it for colorless. I can tap 1 and tap it, and then I can add blue, black, or, unfortunately not and red to my mana pool. So it's
broken that would be.
It seemed
if
broken
was
initially.
Pay one,
Yeah.
tap, and then add three
colors.
That'd be ridiculous.
Doesn't enter tap.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't need to play that in turn 1, but that's my turn. I passed you. Reading these cards, eh? Is this the only triple land in this deck? Or
well, they do have the tutor card in that deck, from what I remember,
was
is
an artifact. I think.
It's a mana rock, which can be tapped, I think, for any color. So, or it can either be tapped for any color or just his colors. But I think it can be any color. I'm not entirely sure though. I'm going to play another island and just pass the turn to you.
Those are very nice islands.
They're delicious looking.
They look like they would go well in a Simic deck because there's a bit of green to it.
Just little green. Forest. So there's some trees on these islands.
I don't know if you knew that. I'm an appreciator of fine art. Fine art, I'm an appreciator of. I'm going to play a swamp, a straight up swamp. Tap that and tap that for just colorless. I'm not filtering nothing.
Ooh.
For the turn 2 play in this deck, the Wasp of the Bitter End.
Oh yes.
Which has done work against me. It's a 2/1 flyer for 2. So right there. Pretty decent, brah. However, whenever I cast a Bolas Planeswalker, it didn't say Nicol, but I'm guessing it's Nicol Bolas.
Yeah.
Spell, Planeswalker spell, I may sacrifice the Wasp at the Bitter End if I do destroy target creature. Not even like opponent sacrifices a creature, because by the time you do that, odds are your opponent would have a bunch of creatures, so sacrifice not as strong. Destroy target creature.
It's been ages since we played that deck now, but I do remember that Wasp actually having a critical role in, I think, more than one game. Yeah. So it seems like it's not that big of a deal, but it can end up being quite a big deal. So,
but it doesn't have haste
to me.
So yes, he's still good.
I'll play at Island. I'm going to tap for 3. And I'm going to play the Warden of Evos Isle. It's a 2/2 bird wizard. It's got flying, and creature spells with flying I cast cost 1 less to cast.
Rampant in blue.
I will pass the turn out to you.
Tap, untap. Draw something nice. Yeah, actually, I recall you being pretty decent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and now this time I'm going to play a mountain. Ooh. So I do, in theory-ish, have access to all 3 of my colors on turn 3. Not really. I have to tap 1, but they're all there.
The potential is there, yes.
Actually, I'm going to bounce that. Sorry. Because of what I'm doing here, I'm actually going to play a Cinder.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, you want to get this tap lands out early. So.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious when we go to combat because that's ramping you, and as awesome as my Wasp is.
I will take 2.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm down to 18.
And then I actually should have kept him up as a blocker, but whatever. I don't block.
It's okay.
I don't block. Would Nicol Bolas block?
No.
I'll tap 2 for a Kenra Eternal. It's a zombie jackal warrior. 2/2 for 1 black, 1 of anything with afflict 1. So think way back to the Amonkhet and what was the other one? Amonkhet and Horns. What was it? Amonkhet and back when they had 2 sets per. Thing.
Hour of Devastation.
Hour of Devastation, yes. Afflict was one of the really cool mechanics from there. So Afflict says whenever this creature becomes blocked, defending player loses 1 life. So even if he's blocked.
Yeah, still losing life. Still losing.
Yeah, still losing. All right. Over to you, sir.
My turn? Okay. Tap. Okay, I'm going to play an island. I'm gonna move to combat.
Move to combat, sir.
I'm gonna swing in with my 2/2 flyer.
I dropped from 21 down to 19. I gained a life.
I will then pass the turn to you, sir.
Oh, monster. Just a monster. Untap. Draw. I'm going to play a rather destroyed-looking mountain that we all saw. And then I'm going to go to combat. Both of them attacking.
Okay.
2/2 and 2/1.
I'm going to tap for 1, and I'm going to flash out the Spectral Sailor. It is a 1/1 flying spirit pirate with flash. You can also pay 3, 1 blue, and draw a card. I'm then going to tap for 3 because of my discount from the Warden there. And flash out the Celestial Messenger. It's a 3/2 bird spirit with flash and flying. And it gets +1/+1 as long as I control a Yanling Planeswalker.
Yeesh.
Now, I could block.
Don't get me wrong, I knew this was not going to go great with that much mana up, but I didn't think it would be like that.
And take out both your creatures. That is a possibility. Because otherwise I'm looking at 4. but I'm just going to take the 4.
Okay.
I could have waited to the end step. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should have waited to the end step.
No, yeah, well, you had your option mid-combat still.
Yeah.
Which you wouldn't have if you waited to the end step.
So I'm going to take 4. I'm down to 14.
Okay. I'm going to tap 4 mana.
Okay.
1 being red. 3 being anything at all for the Zealot of the God Pharaoh. Minotaur Archer. I can tap 4 of anything plus 1 red, and Zealot of the God Pharaoh deals 2 damage to target opponent. Otherwise, it's a 4/3, which it's not great, but
Not bad. Not bad.
Over to you, sir.
My turn?
Yes, sir.
Tap. Draw. I'm going to play an island.
Good play.
That doesn't have reach or anything, though, right?
Does not have reach or anything.
I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to swing in with the whole team. So we've got a 1/1, a 2/2, and a 3/2. So a total of 6 by air.
6 by air, drop down to 13.
I'm then going to tap 5, once again because of the discount, and bring out Riddlemaster Sphinx. It's a 5/5 flyer, and when it enters the battlefield, I may return a target creature an opponent controls to its hand. So I will return the expensive one back to your hand.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I will pass the turn now to you.
Why couldn't you have a cool ETB something there, buddy? Now that's actually like a whole turn of tempo.
Mm-hmm.
Whole turn.
Yeah, you want to like bounce back the expensive thing because it basically used up their turn. So
played a mountain. Okay. Hold me options up.
One of the things that you definitely have an advantage with here is it's been so long. I know, even though I was the one that played that deck, it's been so long I can't remember any of the tricks in that deck. So,
all right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap that same 4 mana to play that same old God Pharaoh.
Okay.
Now I love to hold on to this, be more tricky with it. But I think it's a little late now, but I'm going to tap 1 for red for instant speed to Magma Spray your guy who gives you the discount.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now that's Magma Spray is...
Oh, sorry. It's a classic card.
It is a classic card, yeah.
Deals 2 damage to our creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile instead.
So it is exile.
Now, I could have attacked in with these 2 guys, but they would have only done 2 damage to that. So Magma Spray wouldn't have quite killed us.
Yeah.
So I was 1 power off of... surprisingly, he's getting rid of one of your huge threats there. But I'm like, in the meantime, I mean, you've already gotten a lot of value out of that 1 card, but...
The other thing as well, too, your Wasp can still trade with the 3/2 sort of thing, so yeah.
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 I don't know. I was hoping something better. Hoping to be tricky with it, because it is instant speed, it's not a sorcery speed 2 damage.
Yeah,
so.
which is nice, so...
So, yeah, I passed to you.
Passed to me? Okay.
Tapped out her. How much mana discount did you get? 1, 2... I guess just 2? Just 1 off those 2? Because you wouldn't have got discount.
Well, no, I didn't get a discount here. I just got a discount off of these 2. So.
It felt big.
But this one was big because it allowed me to play this and this on the same turn, whereas normally I would only be able to play this. So that discount definitely did help.
And played him a turn early, too.
I'm going to play an island, because that's all I got in this deck. And I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I will... be aggressive. Be aggressive. I'm going to swing in with everything.
Okay, it's probably a trick here, but I will attempt to block there with my Wasp at the bitter end.
Okay. So damage is going to go through.
Okay.
I am going to lose the Wasp.
Still taking the Wasp?
Yeah.
Still taking 6.
The messenger. I lose the messenger.
I lose the Wasp. I take 6, which drops me from 13 down to 7. I'm not winning that race.
I am then going to pass the turn to you.
In fact, if I can't stop your aggro, I'm going to need to do something better. Play a swamp. I've lost me only flying blocker. Scratched my chin. I can't block either of those guys anyway, so I might as well just...
Sure.
So
swing in for 6?
For 6.
Okay. That puts me down to 8.
He says, I'm going to pass.
Okay, on your end step, I'm tapping for 4 to use the Sailor's ability to draw a card. I'm then going to tap for 1 and flash out another Spectral Sailor. So my turn on tap.
They're everywhere.
Draw. Move to combat.
Yeah, that's 7 in the air.
That's 7 in the air, yeah.
I got no flying blockers.
No other burn?
I can burn you for 1.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
For 2,
yeah.
pardon me.
For 2, yeah. So I'm down to 6.
Yeah, no, I had another mountain. See, I had cards I could play, but honestly, none of them were great power. So, like, none of them were like game changers kind of thing. So I was like, I'll play a bunch of mediocre creatures and hope that I can draw to a power card.
Yeah.
And keep you dealing with my lesser stuff.
That, from what I remember, is what the Bolas deck is like. It's
Yeah.
basically stalling out, but then when you get the big stuff, you get... like, Bolas is still one of the best... It's expensive, but it's still one of the best Planeswalker deck Planeswalkers I think they ever came out with as far as from a power level perspective.
And I only saw the one actual removal. I know there's a lot more removal.
Yes, there is definitely more removal.
If I could have removed that, it would have really...
Yeah,
really
I can't remember if Murder's in that deck, but there is definitely some sort of,
It's a
I think...
5 mana exile, not path to exile. It's a final reward, maybe.
Oh, okay, something like... Okay, yeah, but there is definitely some straight up removal as well,
And
too.
there's more than one of those in there.
Yeah.
Plus other ones, too. So.
But still, it's a best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
And there have been times where someone's come back from an initial loss. So we're going to see how Travis does in the second game right now. And we're back with the second game of the Battle of Champions, the second Battle of Champions. Travis.
Yes, sir.
You lost the first game.
Yeah. Although it ended up being like a...
It wasn't
6, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't like a huge difference in life totals. Now, did you mulligan?
I didn't.
I didn't either.
I mean, the possibility was there, but...
Same thing with mine. You're seeing both of our hands, and you can definitely see that at least mine. I don't know what yours is. I usually see yours in editing. Usually, yeah, because sometimes I shut my eyes when I'm editing, but I always see your hand in editing. But
you using the force, like
no, because I said I usually see your hand in editing, but I will have seen your hand in editing. But you guys see in my hand, you'll realize probably iffy. But anyways, you may begin, sir.
All right, I am going to begin with a mountain.
Nice. Magnum spray to the face? Well, Magnum spray is just for creatures, right?
No, I'm just kidding.
My turn?
Yeah.
I will play an island and pass turn to you.
Okay. I will draw. I'm going to play a swamp.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to tap 2.
Do I hear a buzzing?
No, actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to set down someplace for me to have a good seat later. My Throne of the God Pharaoh.
Oh, yes.
At the beginning of my end step, each opponent loses life equal to the number of tapped creatures I control. So I definitely have one of these in my Goblin Commander deck. I don't think I've ever actually seen it in my Goblin Commander deck, though. But there it is.
I think I've won with that deck, with that card. Yeah, that card's won.
Because you got like 3, like you did enough in damage throughout the turn. And I was like, okay, the 3 extra points at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's at the beginning of my end step.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
All right. That was a silly move too. Now that I think about it. I'm learning this deck. I made two misplays, which we'll go into after. Pass 2.
Okay, I'm going to tap on your end step and flash out the Spectral Sailor, which we've already seen.
Okay.
So untap, draw. I will play an island. And move to combat.
Okay.
Just swing in with the 1/1.
Down to 1. I mean, down 1, 219.
I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to tap for 2, and I'm going to cast Winged Words. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a creature with flying, which I do, and I draw 2 cards. So I'm going to draw 2. I got 5 in hand right now, so I'm not screwing anything up here, and I draw 2, and that is that, and I'm going to pass the turn now to you, sir.
Tap, draw. Okie dokie. Play mountain. Tap 1 swamp, 1 mountain. For the Kenra Eternal with the 2/2 Zombie Jackal Warrior with Afflict 1.
Nice.
So here's where I made the mistake. So in my head, I'm like, get this out early. Have it do work early. However, if I'd played this last turn and then this turn, I could attack and deal 3 damage to you this turn. Because you would no longer be summoning sickness, and that would trigger after, assuming nothing happened.
Yes.
Assuming nothing happened.
Yeah.
But that's where I was like, oh, why did I do that? It was in my head. Get that out early, have it start doing work early. But in this situation, I basically set myself back a turn by being greedy.
Yeah. Well, You know,
No.
greed sometimes is good, right?
No.
Isn't that in a movie or something?
The saying, I don't know. It was a code in Warcraft 3, not World of Warcraft. Go back further. Warcraft 3. If you typed in greed is good, I think you had like unlimited building resources or something like that.
Really? They've revamped Warcraft 3, which I want to try. I do want to try at some point. So, but this is not the Warcraft podcast.
It should be. It'd be like a one of, but you know.
I will move to combat because that doesn't have reach, so I'll swing in with my 1/1.
I dropped down to 18.
And Travis.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. Tap. Raw. Okie dokie. So we're going to go to combat.
Okay.
Even if you were to block him, you would still take one.
I will take 2. I will take 2. So damage goes through? No shenanigans?
No shenanigans.
Down to 18.
I'm going to play a Cinder Barons entering tapped, gaining 0 life. Cinder Barons, thank you very much. And then I'm going to tap a black and a red to cast the Wasp of the bit bitter of the end.
Okay. Prior to your end step.
Prior to my end step.
I'm going to tap for 2 and cast Brineborn Cutthroat. It is a 2/1 Merfolk Pirate. It's got flash, and whenever I cast a spell during an opponent's turn, I put a +1/+1 counter on it. I'm then going to tap 1, and I'm still going to end up taking another damage for this because I'm going to cast Unsummon, which is an instant return target creature to its owner's hand. I'm going to return the Wasp.
Okay. Well, that one's on the stack.
Well, that is on the stack.
I will, in fact, Magma Spray
yes.
that dude.
Okay.
I don't think it'll matter because it still would have been just
no,
2.
No, but at least
just in case
that would have put a
anything else.
+1/+1 counter on it. So yeah,
but he still would have been just 2 toughness.
Yes, he would have. Yeah. Oh, and he gets exiled, right?
Yes,
that's right. So,
and you are targeting.
I am targeting actually the Wasp.
The Wasp.
Yeah. So I am going to take an additional damage because of the temple.
Okay. I'm Magma Sprayed. So you take your damage from the temple.
Yes. Yes, I do. I'm down to 17. Excuse me. I'm down to 17.
It's so your turn.
My turn. Okay, so I'm tap. Draw. I will play an island.
Must be nice.
I will move to combat.
Okay.
Swinging with the sailor.
Arr, I cannot block the sailor. Down to 17.
And I will pass the turn now to you.
Such a monster in that deck. Untapping. And drawn. I'm going to go to combat.
Okay.
Swinging in with my Earthshaker Kendra.
Taking 2?
Not Kendra. Kenra. Kendra. Yes, you are taking 2.
Looks like a Kendra. Down to which in normal spoken
nope, I don't know
words
I don't know
is 15. I'm down to 15.
I really love this Hour of Devastation art because there's like just blood all over everything and like everything's destroyed and okay, so I'm gonna tap 1 black and 1 red to recast the Wasp with the bitter end.
There we go.
Okay,
there's one bitter Wasp.
Tap 1 black and 1 red to cast the Wasp with the bitter end.
Well, there we go.
Boy, if I can drop that Nikki B now. Oh, look out. All right. We'll go to my end step and...
End step.
What?
Tap for 4. Flashing out Celestial Messenger, which we saw before.
Still ping you for 1.
Still ping me for 1, yeah, because that could add up. That could start adding up. It has already added up, right, to 2.
What's the second thing? He gets +1/+1 as long as you control...
A Yanling.
Otherwise, he's a flash for it.
Yeah. So, untap.
Pretty decent, brah.
Draw. I'm going to play an island. Yeah, let's do this. I'll move... No, I won't. You know what? Time is on my side. Yes, it is. So I'm going to tap for 3 and bring out the Cloudkin Seer. It's a 2/1 flyer, and when it enters the battlefield, I get to draw a card.
That's pretty decent.
And played my land and done all the things, and then I'm going to pass the turn out to you, sir.
Okay. I'm going to untap. Not that I'm top decking or anything, but you're something. You are something indeed. Okay. So it would be a full-on theoretical board wipe.
It could be a whole trade show, right?
Yeah.
Trade show, because we trade our creatures, and there's things out there called trade shows.
Well, I'm pretty sure your 1/3/2 would. No, I guess you wouldn't, eh?
No, it wouldn't survive. Not unless I have a Yanling Planeswalker.
But I didn't get dressed up for nothing.
Really?
Well, I'm not like I'm casting Nikki B anytime soon, so destroy target creature's point might mean essentially attack and get a block with them.
So here's the thing, because I would be taking 6, but then I'd be taking an additional 3, which is going to be 9 in total. It's going to put me down to 5. So I think here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Cloudkin Seer in front of that. Now I'm going to take a damage, pre-combat damage, because Afflict happens immediately upon blocking, but I still haven't done the other blocks yet.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually just going to go ahead and put the Messenger in front of the Wasp, but I'm going to hold up my Spectral Sailor.
Okay. So pre-damage.
Oh, so blocks, this would actually trigger right away. So I'll take the 1 damage from the Afflict right off the bat.
Okay.
Okay. So down to 13. Proceed to ruin my day.
I think what I'm going to do, even though I kind of want to keep him, at this point I'm hoping they're going to trade.
Okay.
I'm actually going to spend 1 black to cast Supernatural Stamina on Kenra's Eternal.
Oh, okay.
So until the end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains. When this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control.
Okay.
So you will...
It still triggered that as well, too. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's you know. So
Okay.
that's my...
So damage is going to go through.
Yeah.
And then these technically are both... Those 2 are going to die, but the one is going to come back tapped.
Yeah. So before my actual end step, my second main phase, I'm going to tap a black and a red for the Burning Fist Minotaur.
Nice.
He's a Minotaur Wizard. He's a 2/1 with first strike, and I can pay 1 and a red, discard a card, and he gets +2/+0 to the end of turn.
Damn, man.
Go to my end step. I have 2 tapped creatures.
So I'm down now to... I took 2 damage.
Took 2 from the unblocked Wasp.
Oh, no.
Took
So
the
what
one
I did,
from the
well, I took
Afflict.
1 from Afflict, but I have not taken my 2 from the Wasp yet. So
Okay.
I'm down to 11, and then I'm taking 2 more, and that puts me down to 9. Thank goodness I caught that. Otherwise, that could be an issue. I hate finding those things in editing when we screw up like that. Okay, so now I've taken all the damage,
Yep.
and now it's my turn?
Yes.
Okay.
And if it comes down to like a 2 or 1 damage, the 1 turn misplay on that is really going to eat me up.
I'm going to play an island. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to have to do this now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just play the good old classic air elemental. 4/4 flyer. 3 and 2 blue. That's my whole turn. I'm going to pass it to you now.
Okay. Untap it.
What is the Minotaur's pump ability again?
I have to pay red and 1, discard a card. He gets +2/+0 to the end of turn.
Okay, discard a card as well too. Okay.
Yeah. It may be silly, but silly is my middle name.
So you could actually... I mean, you could pump that up twice, discarding both cards in your hand. Yeah, this time...
Or I can also cast something.
So then I would take 1 from that, which would put me down to 8. And then I would take potentially 6 from that, which would put me down to 2. And then I would take 1 because that would still be tapped. But I'm quickly running out of options here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Air Elemental in front of that, and then Spectral Sailor in front of the Wasp. I'm immediately going to take 1 Afflict damage, which is going to put me down to 8. And then pre-damage, what would you like to do?
What would I like to do? I think I'm just gonna go to damage.
Go to damage?
Yep.
Okay. So I lose the Sailor. You lose the Wasp. You lose the Afflict. I keep my Air Elemental, but it's got 2 damage on it.
And then you still take 2.
And then I take 2.
So you took your 1 from Afflict. You took
Yes.
your 1 from, or 2 from that.
2 from this now, so I'm down to 6.
I will go to end step.
Go to end step, taking 1 additional damage. And do you have Shrapnel Blast?
No. Well, I guess, an artifact, yeah.
Yeah.
I would never destroy that thing. I will just pass to you, though.
Pass to me? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to play an island. I need to be able to block it, because now you can actually pump it twice for lethal, so I'm going to pass the turn out to you.
Lethal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure with that much blue mana and everything, untap and draw, you would have some kind of answer.
Ooh,
okay.
That was an important land.
Felt pretty important to me. Okay.
I have to put it in front. I got no choice.
Okay. So I'm going to tap one and one of the other thing to cast Aerial, or to discard Aerial Guide
Okay.
to pump him to a 4/1 first strike. Not casting that. No. So now he's a 4/1 first striking Minotaur Wizard.
Yes.
Okay.
Damage goes through.
Yep.
And this dies.
Okay. Actually, that changes that. So second main phase, I'm going to skip through it, go to end step.
Take one.
Take one.
Down to 4.
Pass 2.
Pass to me. Going to play an island. Going to tap for 3. Cast the Warden of Evos Isle, which we saw before. And I will pass the turn now to you.
Oh, I think you got some shenanigans with that flash coming up. No only war.
In front.
Okay.
Damage.
Damage.
First strike damage kills it.
Okay. Go end step.
Instead, take 1 additional damage. Down to 3. So my turn.
Pass 2.
Okay, I'm going to play an island. I can tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to bring out Mu Yanling, Celestial Wind. Until your next turn, I can either... Okay, so it's a 5 loyalty planeswalker. +1 is until your next turn, up to 1 target creature gets -5, -0. -3 is return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hands. -7 is creatures you control with flying get +5/+5 until the end of turn. So now I can either bounce it,
Reduce its power,
or reduce its power to -3, which would still allow you to possibly get it up to... Give your mana right now?
Not lethal, though.
Not lethal, but still. And then you would even turning it sideways doing nothing is going to do 1 damage to me, right? So I am going to actually -3 her to bounce that, to return up to 2 target creatures to owner's hands. I'm going to return that to your hand. So she's down to loyalty of 2. That's my entire turn. I'm going to pass it to you, sir.
Untap. I'm going to tap. Draw. It's an island, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what turn this is.
Oh, no. Nikki V.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be Nikki V coming out.
Play some stuff. I'll play those 3, a blue and 2 anything, for the Eternal of Harsh Truth. He's a zombie cleric with Afflict 2. He's a 1/3. Whenever he attacks and isn't blocked, draw a card.
Okay.
And then I'll, of course, just play out the Burning Fist Minotaur again. Unfortunately, they both enter untapped, unfortunately. And there's no thing, so I pass to you.
My turn?
But at least at this point, at least you, in theory, can't.
I can't -3 her again, unfortunately. Yeah.
So I got, 2 tapped damage, unless you can bounce with other means.
1, 2, and then 4 for 6. To bring out Riddlemaster Sphinx. It's got flying, and when it enters the battlefield, I'm going to return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand.
Monster.
So I'm going to return that to your hand. I'm going to +1 Mu. To give that -5, -0, so it's currently a -4/3 creature. And I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay.
It's got Afflict 2.
Afflict 2,
which is really bad for me right now. One thing I like about you, Travis, is that you have this great poker face and you keep everything internalized. It's very difficult to read you sometimes.
Okay, so if he attacks and you block...
Yeah. Unless I kill it, I die. Because I'll take 2 and then
but
if it's
Afflict
still
will happen
tapped,
first.
Yeah.
So, but no matter what, when it attacks and isn't blocked, I draw a card. I did read that.
Oh, that's right too. Yeah, when it's attacked, it isn't blocked. So I was
yeah. So I am going to obviously attack. It doesn't really matter who I'm attacking because his power is what, -3 right now?
Yeah.
-4. Yeah.
See, there's so much I think you have. I mean, you have the one creature which can do an additional damage. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to take the 2 from Afflict. So I block. That happens immediately. 2 damage happens immediately with Afflict. I'm down to 1.
Okay. So he attacked.
Yeah.
And he isn't blocked. Draw a card.
What are you talking about? He's blocked. He's blocked with a Sphinx.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
The Afflict happened, not the draw card. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So he gonna die.
He gonna die. Yeah.
Okay. So now I will play a mountain, and then I will tap. This is the second main phase after combat. Tap a red and 1 for the Burning Fist Minotaur.
Okay.
And I'll tap 2 red and 3 of anything for the Manticore Eternal. The Afflict 3, and he attacks each combat if able. Is a 5/4. Now you can obviously Yanling next turn return both to my hands, but
I'm running out of options really quickly.
At least
I don't think there's any life gain to this deck, so yeah.
That will kill her. And then all I need to do is have one tap creature in my end step. I am now hell-bent.
Okay.
No Nikki B up my sleeves.
Alrighty. That's what I was thinking the entire time when you got that blue. So my turn?
Yeah.
Let's get untap. Draw. Okay. Man.
You got no choice.
I got no choice. I got a -3er.
Because Afflict 3 will kill you instantly.
Bounce both your creatures. This is going to go to the graveyard. So there's honestly no point in not doing this now anyways. I'm going to tap for 4, and bring out Celestial Messenger, which would have got +1/+1 as long as Moo was out there. Not out there. I'm going to move to combat.
Yeah.
I'm going to swing in for 5.
That 5/5 is going to win this game, dude. I'm down to 12. And if I can't even get through, if I can't keep a creature alive,
Pass the turn to you.
or if you can just unsummon everything as I play it, in typical blue fashion.
Oh, man.
Okay. So for 7, replaying the Manticore Eternal for 5, 2 red. Burning Fist Minotaur for 2, 1 red. 7 mana total.
Yeah.
Similar play.
My turn?
Pass to you.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Okay. I'm going to play an island. And
God, Afflict is awesome. I forgot how awesome Afflict was. Because you can't even block and live.
Right. So I'm going to
Game 3.
I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Oh, he's got unsummon. He's got to have unsummon. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to tap 1 blue and cast Unsummon on the Mana Core.
Monster.
I'm then going to double block the Minotaur.
Okay. So, you have how much toughness?
I currently have
7.
7 toughness.
So, there's 1. There's 2. You know what? All he has to do is live to the end step.
I know. So pump once.
So you're no cards in hand, right?
No cards in hand. Pump once.
Pump twice. Pump 3 times. 8-1.
Yes, but you have to discard.
Yeah, I know. So discard a mountain, discard an island, discard a manticore. He's an 8-1.
Until the end there, I was like, see, and it did. This ended up winning the game, essentially, right?
It's about to.
So we were sort of jumping ahead there.
Yeah.
But basically,
I activated his ability 3
discard.
times to give him +6, +0. So he's now an 8-1. But he does have first strike, so he's going to deal all the damage to his dudes.
So first strike, kills my creatures first.
He takes no damage.
I'm
out of cards in hand. End step. This will trigger, ping him for 1.
Out of curiosity, Spectral Sailor might have helped because of the card draw, but
Oh,
Frost Links wouldn't have helped in that against that.
Nicol Bolas
might have helped.
Yeah.
You had me. That was such a good game.
That was the long route to victory, though. And even at the very end, I'm like, I got to discard one creature card and I need to play that guy. But I'm like, no, it wins me the game.
The power of this card with Afflict, because you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah.
The fact that there's only one of that in the deck is sad. Like, this was such a good card in that deck.
I think there's more than one of that. And I really like that card.
That helped as well, too, because that's great with the Afflict creatures, because...
Yeah, this came so close, though.
Yeah.
If I had made the mistake, I made the mistake. So if I had played that action on turn 3 and had an attacking creature on turn 2, that would have started doing more work one turn earlier. Plus, I would have been able to attack one turn earlier because I played my other guy one turn later, so we had summoning sickness. So that was a misplay. My other misplay was I played a opening mountain because I had Magma Spray. And then it occurred to me after I played that, I could have played a tap land.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to keep that open in case he plays something. I'm like, there's nothing worth one blue mana in his deck that's going to make me burn through Magma Spray. If it was a constructed deck where I knew I had 4 of those and I had 4 other removal, that's different. But there's maybe 2, maybe 3 Magma Sprays. So you want to save them for that, something better than the Spectral Sailor. Yeah. And I think the only one drop that you could have played was Spectral Sailor. So I'm like, why did I bother holding on to turn 1 Magma Spray?
I know, but like, keep in mind, you're not going to have the deck. Well, at this point, you probably do because we played it so often, but you're not going to necessarily have it memorized. I think you played it perfectly fine. Typically, you play the tap land first, but I do understand you want to have that up, like, just in case type of thing. So,
but again, having known your deck, I should have known that there was nothing coming out in turn 1 that would have. I mean, as it turns out, again, it didn't make a huge difference. But
it was so heartbreaking. Part of me thinks that I should have -5 the mana core instead of doing the bounce then, because then I could have bounced the next turn when you had 2 creatures. It might have been a little more efficient with the Planeswalker. But yeah, I still don't know.
You were so low, you had to get rid of the 1 damage you're taking.
With Nicol Bolas being your next draw, that would have pretty much put an end to it anyways. So still, it's tied up now, but it is best 2 out of 3. I'm going to unbox the cards, which I somehow managed to box, and we'll be right back with the third game right now. And we're back. Travis.
Yes, sir.
Did you mulligan?
I did. My opening hand had 3 islands in it and had a single blue card to play, so it was a good call in the mulligan. The second one, as you saw, not awesome, but I felt it was better than 5 cards.
Yeah.
I felt.
Well, I didn't see, just so you know, I haven't seen his opening hand. I will see his opening hand in editing, but I did not mulligan, and I get to go first. So everything's coming at Millhouse right now. So,
apparently.
I'm going to start off,
give her,
if I may, with an island, and I'll pass turn to you.
Be good. Be good to me, card. Yeah, you know what? You're a pretty good card, man. I like you. I like you. I played a mountain.
Played a mountain?
1 land.
Anything to follow that up with?
No, dude.
Just
Magma Spray if you're going to end step your...
No. I'm going to... Magma Spray. Draw?
Yeah.
Draw. Okay. I will play another island. I'll pass turn to you.
Be good to me. Don't even trip like that was just a one-time thing. You're... Put you on the bottom a few minutes ago. How'd you end up there? I guess there's more than 1 copy of you. I'm be real with you, man. That wasn't cool. All right. I'll play the Crypt of the Eternals, which once again...
Oh, yeah. Filter line, right?
I'm gonna go up to 20 life.
So you're winning.
Up to 21.
You just played a card that would put you in the lead.
Yeah. So now I can cast for more than just the red, too.
Excellent.
I have no play at this point, but...
My turn?
Hang on, my Magma Spray. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to play an island. I'm going to tap for 3 and cast the Warden of Eos Isle. It's my discount card. I'll pass the turn now to you.
And clearly I don't have a Magma Spray.
I was going to say, because if it lives to the end of this turn, I know he doesn't have a Magma Spray, unless he draws into one here.
No. Okay. I drew into that, though, which is pretty cool. That's a swamp.
That is a swamp.
You know? For real, brah.
It's needed.
A swamp.
In that deck. So now you have the potential of all 3 colors.
I do. I'm going to tap that swamp and tap that other one for a Wasp of the bitter end. It's
nice.
Very bitter swamp. Bitter wasp.
Bitter wasp. Bitter wasps.
Goes much better with the Throne of the Godfarer, which is unfortunate out there. We'll pass to you, though.
Pass to me. Okay.
Yeah. Draw. Like, I'm still bluffing that back, although we all know I would have burned that thing out of the ground.
I'm going to play an island. I'm going to tap for 2. And with my discount, I'm going to play the Cloudkin Seer. So I get to draw a card when it comes into play.
Cloudkin?
I'm going to tap for 2. And with my discount, I'm going to cast the Cloudkin Seer. I'm going to draw a card.
You know what you don't want when you're behind a card because of mulliganing? You don't want your opponent in the mono blue deck drawing 2 cards in one turn.
But Travis,
Travis,
I'm going to give you a chance. Move to combat.
Bing.
Take it out. Boom. There we go. No more discounts.
No more discounts.
Crazy Ed's Discount Birds is out of business. Pass the turn to you.
Untap. Be good to me. Don't just do something good. You want to know what that is? Oh. Okay. That's what that is. I'm going to play actually an island. Look at that.
Hey!
Lovely selection of...
All your colors and 1 colorless source as well, too.
Yeah?
Yeah. That happened.
I will tap my recently tapped swamp and that for the Wasp of the Bitter End.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm not terribly bitter about that Bitter End, but he does not have any kind of summoning sickness, so I passed. He has summoning sickness, so I passed too.
He doesn't have summoning sickness. That's a great wasp.
He's a pretty good wasp. Oh, he's a good wasp.
He's a good wasp.
Yeah.
He's a good wasp. I'm going to play an island. I'm going to move to combat.
Yep.
Swing into my 2/2/1s.
All right. I'm going to block there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tap this to add a black to kind of burn a card, but I'm essentially viewing this as removal.
Yeah, exactly.
So
this is going to die.
This is going to become something really big, and then return to the battlefield tapped.
There we go.
Until the end of turn, target creature gets +2 and gains when this creature dies. Return to the battlefield tapped. Under its owner's control. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to now tap. Now it's the second main phase. I'm going to tap for 5. I'm going to cast Yanling's Harbinger. It's a 2/4 bird with flying, and when it enters the battlefield, I may search my library and or graveyard for a card named Mu Yanling, Celestial Wind, reveal it, and put it into my hand. If I search my library this way, I will shuffle it. So now, knowing how, I'm going to show everyone.
Well, that shouldn't...
It shouldn't be that easy to find Mu Yanling. It shouldn't be so obvious where the foil card is in your deck, but it is. So we got Mu Yanling. We saw it before, so I'm not going to read it off, but I'm going to put it into my hand. I will then shuffle this.
There's like one goblin that's foil in my goblin deck, and it's that double striking one where you got to put a goblin into play. Oh yeah, you can see it in the deck.
Yeah.
Like if some are worse than others, but that one is one of the ones that was from the Goblin Merfolk dual deck.
That's why they had to reprint one of the cards, I think that originally came out with the Commander set, because it was only ever in foil. And someone tried playing with it in their tournament deck. And because it's the only copy they get, but it was so curved that they got disqualified because of having a card which essentially is marked. So, like, it's just the... I don't know if it's going to be out yet. I am going to be doing actually a video. I don't usually do videos that sort of like do commentary and stuff like that, but I'm thinking of changing that because the foil thing with the cards has essentially become a meme, which everyone just almost sort of ignores now. It's almost like a joke. But the thing is, it's still happening. And it's like, it's insane because I know Wizards can produce foil cards that don't bow.
Yeah.
Because they have in the past. They've created some amazing premium foil cards, like ones that look even nicer than the regular foil ones, like super, super glossy.
Yeah.
The zombie Planeswalkers that came out in San Diego Comic-Con, those ones had a beautiful foil finish. The first version, I think, of the Expeditions, I'm not sure if the other ones did or not, but I had a couple of those. Nice, super glossy finish. Did not curl, at least from my experience. But now... Anyways.
Yeah.
Rant off. Travis, your turn. Sorry.
Even though I'm looking good, it's still looking pretty bad because you have lots of mana, lots of cards. Untap, draw. How do I go about this? I think I go about this by doing this. I tapped 4 mana. That was me tapping 4 mana to cast the Visage of Bolas.
Oh.
When it enters the battlefield, I may search my library and/or graveyard for a card named Nicol Bolas, the Deceiver. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. I'm going to search my library. It's not my graveyard. It's also essentially a mana rock that I can tap for red, black, or blue. It does, and once again, it does specify the... Oh, he's second from the bottom. In fact, so I put that card on the bottom for my mulligan, and Nicol Bolas would have been on the bottom.
There we go.
So I shouldn't have to shuffle.
Good thing you have a tutor.
Yeah. Like, I'm still pretty... He's like 8 mana, even with that mana rock. He's 8.
See, that's the thing as well too. The mana rock for that one is it's normally like, for example, Yanling's Harbinger costs 5.
How much does
Yanling
Yanling cost
6.
again?
Yanling costs 6, right?
Yeah.
And that's typical. That one though, it's such a different. Even though it is ramp, there's such a difference with that tutor versus the actual cost of the Planeswalker.
So, Nicol Bolas, the Deceiver. I'll just read him because we're not going to see him. So 5 generic plus 1 of each of his colors, red, black, and blue. For a 5 loyalty Planeswalker, his +3 is each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. Very Nicol Bolas. -3 is straight up destroy your target creature. Draw a card? Are you kidding me?
I know.
I've banged your table twice today.
It's okay. Sorry. Don't worry about it.
Oh, destroy a creature and draw a card. Was it, you don't get to gain life equal to creature toughness or something like that? -11, Nicol Bolas the Deceiver. Deals 7 damage to each opponent. You draw 7 cards.
Now, it does cost 8 to get out there. It does cost 8 to get out there. He is by far the most powerful of the Planeswalkers they created with the abilities and everything.
If I leave him on the table till the end step, does it count? No?
That's like one of the... I think there's like an uncard like that.
There was a... inauspicious chair or something like that?
Something, yeah. So inconspicuous chair, right? Yeah.
There you go. I think if you slid it under a card or whatever.
Yes, if you can somehow hide it, you
can reveal it and destroy target creature or tap target creature, something like that.
When they briefly allowed those well, you can allow those cards in your commander game if you want, but when they made it like legal for a while to have those cards, I actually put that card in one of my commander decks and I was dying. Of course, the card that you want is never the card you end up drawing in the end, but
real quick story on that same front. I put three-headed goblin in my goblin deck. And every time I brought it to play, it's like, hey guys, just so you know, I have an uncard in this set. It's really not OP. It's not broken, nothing crazy. It's just a goblin in my goblin deck. But I feel the need to be upfront about these things. And this guy, NJ, I mean, if you want to cheat, I guess you can do what you want then. Why don't you just put a bunch of proxies of like some $300 cards in there?
Keep in mind, if Travis was just some person we barely knew that was playing with us, we wouldn't have made any issue with it. Yeah. But of course, because it's Travis,
every time I brought it up.
Yeah, exactly.
And actually, I ended up putting that card, I think, back in my Goblin deck because I took my 2 Minotaurs out to put in my Minotaur deck. So I think it's back in for a bit. So I'm going to have to go through the spiel again because I've never played that card once. Maybe in the draft we did to get that card. Maybe I can't remember. But
I think maybe. Yeah, I think in the draft we did. Yeah.
Never in that set.
I'm going to, just so you guys know, it's probably going to edit it out. Something off camera is rattling.
I'm shaking your table a lot.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But it's just, I have these Green Lantern rings and in a bunch of the different colors. So, but they were just like rattling and it was driving me mad because I'm sure they weren't being picked up on the mic, but it was being picked up by my ears. So.
Didn't you just have one? The Green Lantern?
Well, no, because there's the spectrum, right? There's the yellow lanterns and the red lanterns. Anyways.
So I searched Nicol Bolas, did not leave him on the table, and I pass because I'm not going
pass
to
combat.
Pass to me? Okay. Keep my flying blocker.
Draw. I'm going to play an island. I'm going to tap for 6.
No.
I'm going to bring out Moo. Sorry before, so I won't read her off. I'm going to +1 to give your wasp -5, -0 until the end of turn. So she is now at 6.
Until end of turn?
Sorry, until...
because I'm cool with that.
Until my next turn.
Okay.
And now I'm going to move to combat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to swing in my 2/4 and my 2/1.
I will, in fact, take 4.
Take 4, yeah.
Yeah, down to 17.
Pass the turn now to you.
Honestly, even though I've really come back from a unfortunate mulligan, I don't know there's much I can do at this point. I'm going to grunt a lot, apparently. That's all going to happen. I need a way to stop flyers. I don't have a way to stop flyers. I need mana. I don't have mana. So what I'm going to do is get the best of both worlds, or the worst of each world. I'm going to tap those same 4 mana, that same exact thing.
The worst of each world?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to not,
Are you going to search for Nicol Bolas?
Yeah. Use my hand. What's up, buddy?
Still there.
So now at least I can get up to 6 mana, which only puts me 2 turns off, in theory, if I actually draw a land, into casting Nicol Bolas. Indeed, sir. Now, yeah, that's pretty much my turn, sir.
That's your turn?
That's my turn, sir.
My turn?
Your turn, sir. That's my turn, sir.
Draw. I'm going to play an island. I'm going to +1 Moo to give that -5/-0 until the end of turn. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to swing in with both my flyers, so another 4 damage.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to spend 1 red mana to Magma Spray this guy. It's a bit of a waste.
No, it makes sense. Makes sense.
But
so this is going to be exiled.
Yeah. Now, I could have done that on my turn, end step kind of deal before you untapped some of your mana. But I was kind of hoping maybe just for whatever reason you would try something different with you. But I guess it really didn't make sense because the only thing you could have done was...
Yeah. I mean, I could bounce it, but then
Same.
Yeah.
Because the hope was to be able to block that there and then Magma Spray that. But
I mean, you could still block it. It's just not going to do any damage to the bird. So,
but it will die horribly.
Yeah. But you will take 2 damage now, right?
Yeah. Well, hold on.
Okay, is
I
there
haven't
more?
tried to block yet.
Okay.
Well, I do have untapped mana, but
Okay.
there is nothing more. So I'm 2 turns off of being able to play Nicol Bolas, sacrificing this, and destroying that. So I think it's holding out because it's only 2 damage. It's only 2 power bird.
Yeah.
So I think the right call here is to hold on a little bit longer and try to get some use out of that bad boy. At the very least, he's being a target for that thing, which there could be worse targets. I will drop to 15. You're still at 20, huh?
Yeah.
Well, must be nice.
Pass the turn to you.
Yeah, you would. Oh. How many cards in hand? You're allowed to ask that, by
I
the
got
way.
4 cards in hand.
That's a lot of cards. Untap. Draw. I mean, that kind of helps. We'll play a Cinder Barons, enters tapped.
You're 1 closer.
I'm 1 closer to 2 turns from now, something like that. Well, I'll let him bounce this stuff, but you might as well play it, right? Right?
Yeah. Do what you got to do. You do you, boo.
So 1 red and 3 of anything.
By the way, you do you, boo is something my wife says to me all the time because a YouTuber, she doesn't watch me, but a YouTuber she really likes says that a lot. So, okay.
Okay. So Zell the Godfarer, we saw him before, I think in the first match.
Yes.
Yeah. He was the one I put to the bottom underneath Nicol Bolas. And 2 for a red and anything for the Burning Fist Minotaur. So you have lots of fodder to bounce back to my hand. At least I'm preventing you from, if you have to bounce stuff, getting to your ultimate.
Yeah.
And what else was I going to do with that mana anyway? Nothing. This be tapped out mana-wise, though. Do I want to tap with my Wasp of the Bitter End, who has 0... No, he's -3.
He's -3, yeah.
I think I'll keep him around. I have no Throne of the Godfarer, otherwise I would attack anyway just for the thing. I'm going to pass to you for some
Pass to
end-step
me?
shenanigans.
Okay, so I'm going to tap for 4, and I'm going to flash out Celestial Messenger. So this time it actually does get +1/+1 because I have Mu Yanling, so it is a 4/3 right now. So then it's my turn. Untap. Draw. Play an island. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You pay 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 mana.
To bring out the Riddlemaster Sphinx.
I hate that Sphinx.
So it's going to bounce that back to your hand.
He is bounced.
I am then going to -3 Moo to 4
Come
to
on.
bounce the other 2 creatures back to your hand.
At least it's not something weird like you can't play them next turn or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Like, you know.
And then I'm going to move to combat
Yeah.
and swing in with the 4/3 and the 2/4.
Jeez, you have pretty much lethal thing next board, don't you? Because that's 5. That's, I don't know. So that is a total of 6 damage. So I do drop down to 9. Jeez, that deck is just outvaluing me.
I'm going to pass the turn now to you.
And it's I shouldn't say outvaluing me, it's out-tempoing me. It keeps bouncing stuff, which makes it hard to... Even if I drop a land here, I don't get that...
One of the big things as well, too, if you drop a land, and this is one of the reasons why I did that, because I had different options. Not to belabor this as it goes, but you're right now at 7. If you drop a land, you're at 8. You get to play Nicol Bolas.
Yeah.
With Nicol Bolas and the Wasp up at the same time, you get to play Nicol Bolas. You could kill one of my creatures with Nicol Bolas. You could also sacrifice your Wasp and kill one of my creatures.
Yeah.
So bouncing that back to your hand makes it so that he can't play Nicol Bolas and have the Wasp out. So
That, again, tempo.
Yeah.
It's impossible to go with tempo. I did not draw a land. I'm snickering here. I have no choice but to play at least one flying blocker to hope to live another turn. So I'll tap the black and the blue for the Wasp at the bitter end. But no matter what, you can still easily bounce that, and then I'm pretty sure go through for lethal. Definitely lethal.
Right now I've got 5, 9, 12. 12 yeah.
I'll make you earn it.
Math.
I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4 for, hey, this wasn't the card you returned to my hand. But guess what? I drew another Zealot of the God Pharaoh. The card I put on the bottom of my library, somehow, I've seen twice because I shuffled my library.
And you brought it back, yeah.
I brought him back up to right when I really needed him the most, instead of like a Path to Exile. Not Path to Exile, final reward. That's my turn, sir.
On your end step,
unsummoned.
Flash in Planeswalker Cutthroat. I wish it was unsummoned, but so then my turn, untap. Draw. I'm gonna -3 Moo.
Yeah.
To bounce them both back to your hand. And then I'll swing in with the team. So 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
It's Mew all the way, people. Again, I'm not surprised.
After so many years, or so many decks, because there's only been a few years of Planeswalker decks, but after so many Planeswalker decks of no decent blue Planeswalker decks, and Moo makes it all the way to the contest, the Battle of Champions.
And beats Nicol Bolas.
Beats Nicol Bolas like he owed her money.
You know, when you play this deck, you see every single removal in your hand. I saw some.
I know. That was one of the weird things. Other than Magma Spray.
And that Supernatural Strength. I mean,
Supernatural, because Supernatural Strength really does act a lot of the times as removal.
Open Fire. That was the other one.
Open Fire, yeah.
Which is utterly... I mean, it is the
which is
absolute
way worse
worst
lightning bolt. Yeah,
the worst lightning bolt they might have printed. Although it is instant speed,
no,
not sorcery.
Yeah, exactly. There is one that's a sorcery speed one, which is ridiculous. So, but yeah, that was.
You must have seen every removal because there was, I think, only one final reward.
I'm going to be honest with you as well too. This last run of cards, this last hand and everything like that, it was probably like as close to the nuts as I could get. I mean, I had to wait till turn 3 to get something out, but it was the discount card, and then after that, I had 2 3-cost flyers out on turn 4. Like, it was just that point, and then being able to tutor up Moo at just the right time when I was just about to hit 6, and just
you like curved out right on.
Yeah,
on
and then you were trying to ramp up to Nicol Bolas, and it was just once she gets out, as long as she can stay above the 3 and start bouncing stuff, and then you get the Sphinx, which can also bounce stuff, unsummon in here.
Yeah.
Now, typically in a lot of the blue decks, they've added a lot of bounce, and it's been absolutely useless. But in this one, because of the combination of flash cards and bounce in these tempo plays, it's great because there's a huge swing that you can have on someone. And being able to play your creature on your opponent's end step is so huge.
Essentially, it's haste.
Yeah.
And haste is huge.
And this deck against a deck that doesn't have a lot of flyers, your Wasps did so much work for you though in that deck. But yeah, it was.
Well, look, you had to how many times you had to target twice for its minus power. Of course, I think it was the only creature, but still, you had to basically remove it. Otherwise, I could have in theory attacked. But it was that, and you had to unsummon it. Like, you had to keep the Wasp.
One of the other things as well, too, I should mention, Travis did have another disadvantage with this, is the fact that I've been playing the Moo deck over the past few months during these recordings, so it's fresh in my mind. Whereas Nicol Bolas, we hadn't seen in a while. We had dusted off for this, and you never really played him. You played against him.
I've seen a lot of it enough to know how it wins. And invert, it's, you know what, I think, A, that deck is really good, and B, I keep shaking your table.
It's okay.
I'm just doing this. There is strength in monocolor sometimes, especially in that monocolor that you draw cards and have tempo.
Now, the second game, it got a bit floody, which happens because I put way too many lands in especially monocolor decks. They put a few too many lands in these decks. But yeah, it was, there's no, I mean, the only 3-color Planeswalker deck ever created. And you struggled, like at the first point, trying to get a single blue source of mana.
That wasn't hurting me that bad though, because I was able to play other cards. Like,
but I knew you had at least one of the blue card in your hand, and then you said on your the hand that you mulliganed on the second game, or the first game, no, third game, I guess it was, you had all blue sources and no blue cards.
Yeah.
So just the way the shuffler works, it doesn't just happen in Magic Arena; it actually happens in real life as well too. So
yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Well, Travis. Anything else you'd like to say?
I think if there's any upgrade to be done to that one, very easily is take out like 2. I'm assuming you only have 2 of those mana reducing cards because the 2 is almost the maximum you see in anything.
I think there's 3 in here.
Okay.
Actually,
I would have been like, put 2 of those in, take 2 islands out because.
Oh no, counter spells. Counter spells.
Well, then you're going against
That's
the
what you put
theory,
in.
like
Counter spells. Nope, that is 100% what you put into this deck. If you want to change anything in this deck, you put in counter spells in this deck.
More on summons. It does pretty darn good on summons.
I've really had this vain hope that Wizards would come out with one Planeswalker deck that had a counter spell, but it never happened.
I don't think they will, and obviously probably not going to, because I think these are, again, for new players, and it's a feel-bad card. I mean, a lot of cards are feel-bad cards, but nothing is worse than...
But here's the thing. See, you play a card, and it resolves, and then immediately someone casts Murder and kills it, and it's gone. Or someone, for the same... Actually, a lot of the time, a higher mana cost, someone has to cast a counter spell, and you don't get to actually have it, go the 6 inches to the table. How is that worse?
Yeah.
How is that worse?
And in all fairness, when you play a big bad creature and then you attack with it, doesn't that feel bad for the person too?
Exactly, right?
But I guess it's just the complicatedness of the stack and countering. I don't know. It's not that complicated. It's not. But I think because of these decks are like that, there was in the that Simic deck we were talking about earlier, because they made the guild kits a little more complicated. Was there a counter spell in that one?
Oh yeah, those ones they're fine with.
Yeah.
The brawl decks, the guild kits. They're all fine with putting counterspells in those ones, but it's these ones which they absolutely won't do. That and lay off the life gain with the white decks in these Planeswalker. Well, I mean, the Planeswalker decks are essentially over until the core set, but I think like the last 3 white based decks have all been based around life gain. There's more to white than that, or there should be. There isn't any more really for the most part, but there should be more to white than just life gain. I'm so sick of that being like the only thing that white seems to do.
Unless there's a playset of Johnny's Pride Mate in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're going for it, go all out then.
Exactly.
Because that's United Assault behind you there.
Yes.
Pretty darn sweet with life gain and the...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but I'm just saying if you're going to do like a Planeswalker deck, then don't try to recreate a deck that doesn't work without something like a Johnny's Pride Mate.
I believe it's a term that's been thrown around by the Command Zone guys. Incidental life gain.
Yeah.
And you gain 3 life.
Yeah.
That's great, but if there's nothing triggering you, you're not having things going on when that happens. If your life gain is just for your own life total, it's not doing all that much. It's doing something. It's always better than kicking the bum, as my dad would say. But no, you want the combos, you want that trigger something, and you want that +1 counter on that cat. You really want that +1 counter.
One of the things I was really happy to see that with the with Theros Beyond Death, they had that set that's in all the colors of the omens. Those enchantments that can be flashed out, and they have an effect that goes off, and then after it's out on the board, you can pay 1 of whatever color it is, and then 2 to scry 2.
Yeah.
So blues is, I believe, when it enters the battlefield, you scry 2, draw a card. Black is remove or take a creature card from your graveyard and put it into your hand. I'm so glad they didn't make whites gain 3 life or something like that. It's basically raise the alarm, which is a higher costed raise the alarm. But
3 mana,
but it's I was so happy when I saw that they did that with that, because a lot of the time they just tack a little bit like, oh, we need to make this this a line of cards. Oh, whites, we'll just give it life gain.
Just life gain.
Like it's just it drives me nuts.
And those actually are awesome because it's obviously flash, so it's essentially at that point it's a instant speed spell. But you can also use it to increase at instant speed your devotion.
Yep.
And you can also use it to instant speed, essentially have an ETB on an enchantment entering the battlefield.
Yep.
Enchantress kind of effect.
And there's flicker effects with a lot of enchantments as well too.
Yeah.
So you can flicker it out, flicker it back. You get 2 more soldiers. That line of cards, the omens, is. I've been doing a lot of drafting on.
Are they
Magic
common
Arena.
or uncommon?
They are. I want to say common, but I could be wrong. I think maybe they're uncommon. But you see them a lot in draft. Like every single color has a decent one.
Because they do the 3 things. Like,
like
what they do.
Reds is a shock.
Things.
Reds is shock.
Shock,
so, and then scry at the end.
If you have 0 turn 3 play on that, or I guess that's a 3 mana. So yeah, if you don't even draw a land on your turn 4th play and you have nothing to play, you can scry 2.
Yeah.
You know what you can do with shock or open fire? Not scry 2. So it's just strictly better. Like,
yeah, it's a nice line of cards, and it's obviously meant for limited play. Like you don't really see it in constructed. I maybe do, I don't know, but I don't think you see it in constructed. But it's I really like when they take time and think, about something interesting for each color, and not just the default life gain for white. So that's those cards I think are great. So
what I like is how we're making a really long video even longer.
Yes. Anyways,
this is a best of 3.
before the camera runs out, anything else you'd like to say?
No.
Thank you guys very much for watching. If you listen to the end, give yourself a shout out in the comment section because you earned it. You were one of the hardcores. You're one of the brainiacs, as I like to call you guys. I think I've only called you guys that twice, but I'm going to try to remember to keep calling you guys that if you like it. And even if you don't like it, I'll call you brainiacs. Anyways, Travis, thank you very much for coming out and playing. And thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you all in the next video. Well, we won't see you. You'll see us in the next video because we can't see you in the next video. But you know what I mean. Bye.